Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel XAT Turning Problems into Solutions. This is me Priyasha Das, and today in this video I'll be discussing some moderate level questions of the Misfits and Para Jumbles. You can find the PDF of which in the description box so that you can practice on your own and then check out the answers in my video. And with this I'll also like to tell you about my free live classes which I take at Unacademy. So what you can do is check the link in the description box for my upcoming free live session and my entire profile so that you can follow my profile and get to know all the free live sessions which I conduct on the Unacademy app absolutely free. You can join me live there and ask your doubts and questions right there with me and practice more questions which will surely be different from the ones I do on the YouTube videos. And with this, I would also like to tell you about Unacademy's Champions League for all the CAT 2022 aspirants. So if you're planning to give CAT 2022, then nothing can be a better opportunity than to test your skills right now when you're 7 months away from the real exam. By giving this free test, you can analyze yourself where you are doing good and where you need to provide more attention to so that your preparation is completely streamlined for your major examination. And this opportunity is given to you by Unacademy absolutely free, where you can enroll using my code Priyasha10 using the link in the description box and get yourself access not only to this test but also to the 4 days workshop associated with this test absolutely free, where the top educators will be guiding you how to deal with the sectionals, and a session talk with the topper will help you analyze the tips and the strategies to ace the examination. This exam is completely in the paper pattern of CAT 2022, where you will be answering 66 questions in a time frame of 120 minutes. But with all the benefits of an early mock, it also gives you a chance to win up to 100% scholarship and amazing gift prizes like MacBook Air, iPhone XR, and Apple AirPods. So I think you should never miss this opportunity and quickly go to the description box and enroll yourself into this free test provided you absolutely free by Unacademy right now using my code Priyasha10 and get all of this absolutely free. Now let's get our video started. Hello everyone. So in this video we'll be discussing some moderate questions on the misfits of parajumbles. So you would be getting all of this in the sheets as well. That's the practice PDF. So you can try it on yourself, figure out the answers, and then you can check back this video to find out what's the approach of doing these questions and what's the exact answer to these questions. So the first question has 4 sentences jumbled up and we have to figure out which one is not a part of the paragraph. So we'll start reading with the first sentence, which talks about researchers in the field suggest using both quantitative and return on investment measures along with the qualitative accounts of the benefits of coaching in order to more fully evaluate its effectiveness. So the keyword here is evaluating the effectiveness, and researchers are trying to evaluate the experiences. And then the second sentence says, in their roles as the leaders, executives often provide coaching to the proteges and employees. So here we are seeing that they are talking about, in this sentence, we are talking about the talk what executives are doing to provide coaching to the employees. And the third sentence is, many executives are specially appreciative to receive coaching at this later part of their professional life. Now, this coaching in executive definitely shows me that B and C are moving together. They are part of each other. And the fourth sentence, yet as they move up in the organization, they are often not given mentoring themselves despite the fact that they have increasingly more challenging jobs. This is still talking about mentoring, which is related to coaching, and this is in connection with what we were talking about. That means we were talking about BCD, and all these 3 sentences in BCD are talking about the executives getting coaching or mentoring as they move up in the organization. So that means all these 3 sentences are connected, and the odd one out here becomes the first sentence, because the first sentence is talking about evaluating its effectiveness. So you have to figure that out and make it as your answer. So the first correct answer for the question is first A sentence. Sentence A. Now we'll move to the second question quickly and check out that. Now here's the second question, The first sentence says Aditya is the nation's third big extraterrestrial outing after Moon and Mars, all conceived and designed by the ADCOS, the multi-faculty body of the Indian Space Search Organization, ISRO. So this is a line which is introducing you to Aditya, which is the third big extraterrestrial outing. Now the second sentence is talking about that is if the Advisory Committee on Space Sciences, which is the brain behind the country's extraplanetary missions, has its way. So we'll be very careful on finding out the answer in this part. This sentence B actually follows the sentence mentioned in D. If you carefully observe D sounds to me as the opening sentence because that is introducing us to Aditya L1. The India Sun mission, due after 3 years, may turn out to be unique formation of not one but two spacecrafts looking at the Sun from two stable orbital points. So D makes the perfect introduction to the passage about Aditya L1. A is also talking about the same, but not immediately after that. We can say that immediately after talking about Aditya L1, I'll talk about the sentence B, which is immediately following it, as the reason being there that this is talking about or stating the condition that the said mission would be possible only if the advisory committee on the space sciences will be talking about it. So that means I understand that we are having D and B related to each other. Now, just after B, if you read the fifth sentence, internal discussions have apparently been launched. This discussion is what is this advisory committee is going to do. So B is followed by E, and then after E we'll try to figure out between A and C. Now any one of these sentences is my answer. Now C says ISRO has started activities to send a 400 kg spacecraft to look at the sun from a special stable orbit slot called L1 around 2019 and 20. And the first one is explaining you about Aditya being one of the major like third big terrestrial outing. So when we are trying to figure out the relation here, sentence A or statement A seems to follow E by further describing Aditya and mentioning the brain behind conceiving, or it actually mentions this brain behind conceiving and designing it, and so we can form a particular pattern that DBEA is the para-jumbles answer for this question, and that leads to C being the odd one out here. So the answer for the second question stands up as C. See guys, this is a moderate level question, so you will surely get two options which are very close to each other. Here the two close options were A and C, but that's the part which makes it moderate, where you have to understand that where is the flow going. The flow is not going about discussing the plan more, but it goes about describing Aditya more. So here we are describing Aditya, so we need to include A instead of C. That makes the correct answer of the second question as option C. Now, the third one is talking about an avalanche. So, let's read it carefully. The February 3 avalanche on the Siachen Glacier that buried 10 Indian Army soldiers is a stark reminder to both India and Pakistan about the cost of military development in such inhospitable territory. So, we are talking about an avalanche which took place on the Siachen Glacier, which is a loss to both India and Pakistan. Now, second sentence says, ever since the two military began a costly engagement on the glacier, there has been numerous efforts by both the countries to find ways to demilitarize the glacier. Now, if you are very careful about reading it out, here we are talking about demilitarizing the glacier, but not about the avalanche anywhere. All right. So, of course, my answer is surely gonna be A or B. Now, this is a very striking difference, and this will help you to answer the questions in a matter of seconds. And every second saved in the CAT examination or any other OMETs is just like equivalent to answering one or two more additional questions, which can boost your score, of course, and which can terribly boost your percentile as well. Terribly, because one single mark leads to a percentile switch of 2 percentile or 4 percentile also. So be very, very sure of this, that you are saving. Whenever you find that one method saves a time here, you please go and take that process up, because saving time is equivalent to doing more correct answers. So the third set, the moment I realized कि A और B दोनों ही काफी different tracks में जा रहे हैं, so definitely my answer is either A or B. But we will try to figure out by reading the next coming lines that which one of the following is in the passage, related to the passage, and which one is not. So we'll read the third one. This was not an isolated incident. Which incident are they talking about? The avalanche, but part of a growing trend in that region as global warming dramatically affects the glacier. So we are still talking about the avalanche. That means A and C are related to each other, and that means B is the answer. I could have stopped right here, but because this is a discussion class, so of course I will be taking up why D and E are also not my answer. So D is again talking about avalanches, so no doubt this is a part of my paragraph. And E is saying not long ago 4 soldiers of 3 Ladakh scouts were killed again in an avalanche. So all these sentences are talking about avalanches except for the sentence B, which is talking about demilitarization. So that makes the third one's answer as option B. So always remember the time saved is equivalent to doing few more questions correct, and that is equivalent to increasing your score and your percentile drastically. So with this, I would be winding up the session for today, where we discuss some moderate questions on the misfits of parajumbles or the odd one outs. In the next session, we will be doing some advanced level questions as well. So stay tuned with the channel. If you like this video, then please like this video, share it with more people. And if you're new to this channel, then please subscribe to the channel as well. I'll be uploading more such videos. Till then, please take care of yourself, and thank you so much for watching.